Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Life After Work. My name is Margot, and this is my journey into retirement. I'm in hibernation this week. It's cold. The snow is finally gone, but we had big winds, not as big as it was over there in Montana. That was pretty intense, some of the stuff that was going on over there. They were saying they had hurricane force winds on a sunny day. So I used to say that when I lived out there. We would get big winds. Like in 2002, if you've never been to Montana, there's a town called Shoto up along the High Line, which is just up along the Canadian border. And they had this giant penguin that would welcome people into town from the eastern side of town. So you would come into town and there'd be this giant penguin that would say, "Welcome to Shoto." And one year the wind blew so hard it knocked over this giant penguin. And when I say it's giant, it was as tall as a 2-story house. It was big. It knocked over this big solid penguin. And that was that was on the news for days out there. So they had some pretty intense winds this past week that Hamilton, Montana lost half its forestation, it looked like. It was just like a domino effect that we were watching on videos. So I'm just like, I hope everybody out there is okay. And just very glad that my son is here and not still living out there. Other than that, here on the East Coast, we had our own wind that we were dealing with that knocked out power to a bunch of areas, especially up north in the New England area. On top of it being cold, it's pretty awful when you don't have electricity to keep your house warm. So, been there, done that. It's not fun. We did have an excitement here in Maryland where a transformer blew up in our neighborhood, woke me out of a dead sound sleep, woke the dog up out of a dead sound sleep, and then I got up to see what was going on and realized, hey, my neighbor's lights are all off, my lights are all off, and either the next door neighbor finally turned his light off. He's lived here for almost 2 years and has never shut his porch light off. He either just finally figured out how to shut it off or we're out of power. So I just I can't do anything about it, and I went back to bed. The power was out for like maybe an hour and a half tops. It wasn't that long. Not long enough for it to get real cold in the house, but long enough that I had the thought somewhere after falling asleep that woke me back up, like, what if my dog freezes to death? I wasn't worried about me, I was worried about the dog. So I found his blanket and I covered him up with it and I went back to sleep. So that's been my week, my exciting little week. Other than that, it's just been really boring. And like I said, I'm in hibernation. So the last thing I want to do is to make dump runs and donation runs. And I do not want to leave my house. I just kind of want to hunker down and wait for spring to hit. But if I don't get this stuff done, it's never going to get done. So, and I'm done waiting on the roommate to say, okay, well, I want this, I want that. And he's like really dragging his feet here. So I'm just going to start getting rid of it. I gave him the choice. I gave him the option. Whatever he wanted, he could have. And the only thing he's asked for so far is my dresser, the long dresser. That's the only thing he's asked for so far. So everything else is going to go. What I can't give away or donate is just going to go to the dump. I'm debating on whether I want to hire someone to come and do dump run for me, or if I just want to hire one of those dumpster things. Everybody around here seems to have them, so I think I'm going to look into the price of that, or do the one guy for $199. You can have him come in and he'll haul away whatever you want and take it to the dump for you. So I might do that, make a bunch of bags and boxes of stuff that needs to go and call him to come get that. It all depends. Like I said, I'll check on the price of the dumpster and see how much that cost. And if that's more economical and I can fit everything in that, then that's the way I'm going. Other than that, not much has been going on. We're getting ready for Christmas. We're gearing up for that. For the first time in my life, I am done Christmas shopping early. Early. We have, I don't know, 4 or 5 days till Christmas, and I'm done. I'm one of those people that I am shopping to the last minute. They have to kick me out of the store on Christmas Eve so they can all go home and have Christmas with their families. That's how bad I am. But this year I managed to get it all done. Had a little nostalgia moment where I'm looking at my Christmas tree, and I have a lot of stuff on there, that ornaments that I made, that my son made. So I plan to purchase like a little box with a lid on it that I can put those ornaments in to keep them. They can travel, around the world with me. And I'm going to take those with me. Everything else, right to the dump, I guess, or donate it to somebody who could use it. I don't know. I really don't know. Put it out front for porch pickup. Something. And then I have my poor snake plant. I think I'm gonna give my snake plant to one of my coworkers. She's got a real green thumb, so I believe I'm just gonna give her that. And I have a rhododendron. I think that's what it's called. And she actually gifted that to me. So I'm gonna gift it back to her now that it's like grown 2 feet, and she'll be excited with that. Decided on a luggage change. I was just going to do a carry-on for the dog. Just a normal standard carry-on for the dog. And along with my backpack. And with my backpack, I can stuff a lot of stuff in that. Like I'll have puzzle book to do while I'm flying. My medication that I need to take, I'm going to have that in my backpack. My laptop, of course. My phone and the charger, my wallet, of course, my passport, all going to go in the backpack. And then the carry-on, because the airline gives you one personal item, one carry-on. The carry-on I was going to use for Roosevelt's stuff, which is like his extra leashes, his extra collars, his food and water bowls, and the holder that they go into, and then toys. But dummy me just went and spent $50 on toys for this dog for Christmas. I did. $50. And he's got 5 new stuffies. He got some cookies, some doggy cookies, and he got some chewy bones. So those he'll have gone, by the end of January. But the stuffies, I tend to buy the tough dog ones that it's hard for him to tear apart. And I did get him one that has got a squeaky in it that I'm pretty sure he's going to destroy the Christmas Day. It's already gone. I already know it. But that's okay because that's his fun. That's his doll. Did clean out his toy box. It's like having a kid. I did clean out his toy box, and he just was helping me by picking stuff up, putting it back in. So I did manage to get rid of a lot of the broken toys, the stuff that he's torn the stuffing out of, that he doesn't play with anymore. He had 2 Kongs in there. He doesn't play with those anymore. So I did all of that. He's got 2 of those rubber pigs where you squeak them and they go oink, oink, oink. So he had 2 of those. I had more fun with him than he did, so I threw those away too. Things like that. Yeah. But I thought I'd just jump on here, touch base, let y'all know that my body is telling me I need to be in hibernation and I don't need to be cleaning anything, which is not true because I have this mountain of stuff piled up on my table that needs to go in the dumpster. So that's where it's headed this week, is in the dumpster. There's a few things like my books. I need to make a separate pile for the books I'm going to stuff down into my backpack and the books that are going into my luggage. I do have a luggage scale, so I'm going to pack my bag with everything I own, everything that I plan to bring with me, and then I'm going to weigh it and make sure that it's under 50 pounds. like I said, we're going to rethink things. I might give the dog the medium-sized luggage, and I might just go get another big one for myself, and we'll take it from there. We'll see. So everybody have a good night. Hit that like and subscribe button, and if you're so inclined, buy me a coffee. It'll go to buying camera equipment, because I had one of those momentary geek out where I went shopping for new camera stuff, and the one that I want is $600. So if I ever get that, I'm going to get that camera. I will have a good time with that. I do have to get new batteries for my DLSR camera, because I like using it, but the batteries kind of died, and they won't recharge for whatever reason. So I just need to get new batteries and possibly a new charger, because I don't know if it's the charger or the batteries. So that's that. Have a good night. Hit the like and subscribe. Tell your friends if you think that I'm offering any kind of valuable information. And thanks for following me with my journey. It's been crazy. Sometimes I get on here and it's the whole thing has been kind of emotional, especially when I start cleaning things out and I kind of go, oh, I don't want to get rid of that. I like that. Or I remember getting this. So I put it aside and I go back to it in a month or so, and yeah, I don't really need this, and out it goes. So I've had to do that a lot. Peace, hugs, and love to everyone. Good night.